dead of night, two voices awaken from the crypt. One coffin.
Two opinions.
Endless
screams.
Welcome to Two Souls, One Crypt. I'm Jeff Darko.
And I'm Beth Graves.
This week's episode, we're going to camp, kids.
Yes.
We're talking teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma.
Yes. I have been dying to watch this movie since I seen an advertisement. I follow Gillian Anderson from The X-Files. If you don't know who she is, and if you don't, then just go ahead and stop watching right now because I don't want to know.
Yeah, you live under a rock, apparently.
I'm just kidding. No, I absolutely love her. And I follow her on Instagram. She's been filming this movie, and I've just been dying to go see it. Which, it was only limited release.
Yeah, we had to drive an hour and a half.
An hour and a half to go see it, which was fun. We had a fun day.
Not our typical, 10-minute drive?
No, but we made a day of it, went to eat and did some stuff, and went to a theater that was really cool that we didn't get to go to.
Yes, the Regal in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yes, highly recommend it.
Was a super nice theater if you're in the area and want to watch a movie.
It was so comfortable and so quiet.
Well, there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 other people besides us, so 8 total. So
gosh.
It's going to be quiet.
I know, but it's still, it was just incredible.
But yeah, it's a very nice theater. Highly recommend that theater.
Yes, absolutely. So this movie, it had gotten 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, which piqued my interest, and then it got 82% on the popcorn meter.
They said this had a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes than Obsession, and they were talking like this was better than Obsession, and the best horror movie of the year and all that stuff. We'll get into that, though.
Yeah, we'll dive into that. So this movie, it's a 2026 American satirical, surrealist, psychological slasher written by Jane Schoenbrun. And what was the other movie she did? The Clown.
I saw the TV Glow.
I saw the TV Glow, which we watched that.
Yeah, and after knowing that she'd done that movie, kind of makes sense how this movie was.
Yes, it did.
Because they were both weird.
Yes, very weird, very detailed on things, just really diving into different scenes and just really zooming in on certain things. It was just, it made sense, after we saw that.
Very personal issues in both of them.
Yeah. And of course, like I said, Gillian Anderson was in it. Jack Haven, Patrick Fischler in supporting roles. And so what the movie is about is this girl, her name is Chris.
Well, let's start out at you get this in the opening credits.
Yes.
So the movie Camp Miasma is an 80s slasher, and it's kind of like they took Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp and they had a baby.
Yes.
In a way, to me.
Definitely.
And the first one was that did a killing. Apparently, because they keep showing show notes in the opening credits, so this is not spoiling anything, which I don't know if there's really anything to spoil in this movie. Yeah. So they keep pumping out sequels, they keep making more money, and then they start getting ridiculous, kind of like Friday the 13th. They have
Sleepaway Camp. They just keep doing sequels.
Which those movies exist within this universe because they mention them. They mention Felissa Rose, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So this is like an everyday movie in our world, I guess. But they come out with 1,000 sequels. I don't think they have them in space, but they have. They show all the ridiculous titles.
And they have this ridiculous slasher guy, and I don't know. That's what I couldn't understand that outfit, that mask. It looked like a vent or something.
Air conditioner vent. That's what they call him, air conditioner vent.
Okay, that I was like, what is that?
I don't know where they come up with that or why.
And then his outfit looked like a shower curtain, but it had a zipper or something. It was clear plastic with a zipper, and then he had a spear. Yeah,
it wasn't super clear because you couldn't see his whole body.
But, well, no, but
I mean, you could see the outline, but you couldn't see details, I guess.
Right.
But it was like air conditioner vent. Man, they had dolls, they had all kinds of stuff. It was insane. And the final girl, which was Billy, what's her last name? Gillian Anderson. So she survives the first movie. And they ask her back for the sequel. She doesn't want to do it. They ask her back for the third one. She don't want to do it. And then she just kind of becomes a recluse.
Yes.
And that pretty much is the opening credits.
Right. And then it's all starting out like that. And then Chris, the younger girl, what'd she say? She's 29.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Writer-director.
She's a writer-director. She is seeking to reboot this movie, but in a whole new way.
Well, she'd done a couple of things that I think didn't do that well, but then it piqued enough interest for the studio to reach out to her to do a reboot of Camp Miasma.
Mm-hmm.
So this is her going to do a reboot.
Yes. So she sets up this meeting with Billy, who's Gillian Anderson. She has to drive out in the middle of nowhere out to where she lives. And she turns out she lives at the camp where the movie was originally
The very
filmed.
first one. Yeah.
Yes. Which is kind of bizarre.
Yeah, and it's her by herself in a big camp, which I guess they filmed it at an actual camp because, I mean, it looks like a camp.
Yeah, so she lives out here in the middle of nowhere by herself, and she's driving out there in a snowstorm to meet her, and she shows up, and her car breaks. She's trying to follow GPS, and she can't get there because the road is crazy, and then her car kind of breaks down. She ends up having to walk up there, and it's like, oh, this is the camp, and then she finds the house, and there's Billy, Gillian Anderson.
Well, she first finds a cinema or theater.
Oh yeah, she finds.
And
then
they go. She don't live there. They go back to her where she stays at, which is.
Well, she pops out of nowhere and scares her.
Yeah. She does such a good job in this movie, by the way.
Well, she's a fabulous actress. I mean, I could watch her do anything.
Now, before we get too much into it, I didn't want to say anything. Did you kind of get with her accent and talking in this movie? Did you kind of get like Dolly Parton vibes?
Oh my gosh, I so did.
It sounded like Dolly Parton talking, didn't she?
Yes, I did. I did want to say that. I was like in a horror movie, and then Dolly Parton also, and she smoked weed, which I was like, Dolly Parton smoking weed, and which was
that. And I was trying to think of the other actress that. I think she's an actress when she wore like the kind of the headdress kind of thing wrapped around her and the fur coats and all that stuff. She made me think of somebody else.
Elizabeth Taylor? No.
Maybe I don't know. I can't think of who it was, but I mean, I pictured the actress like one of those long stem cigarettes and all that stuff. She was like very sophisticated looking. But she sounded a lot like, I don't know if she based her voice on Dolly Parton or just doing it like a kind of a country accent, but she sounded like Dolly Parton to me in a way.
Yeah, and then it was so funny because I saw something to the reference in the movie about the fried chicken, and apparently they said there was a thing from X-Files, her eating chicken or her liking fried chicken, and I couldn't say that because I was like, I can't talk about it, but yeah.
And after she kind of tries to scare her, and they're like, oh, we'll go back to the house. She's like, I didn't have time to get food, so I hope you like chicken. And she has a bunch of KFC fried chicken.
And she puts it on this fancy plate and brings it out.
Big old platter type thing.
It's like she fixed it, it's really funny.
I could see Dolly Parton doing that.
I could too. It was really cute. But yeah, her accent, I was just like, what? And then her makeup, she had more makeup on than I've ever seen her wearing her.
Because she didn't wear that much on X-Files.
Not in her norm, but it was pretty cool because she could wear a bathrobe and whatever, and she'd be beautiful.
Well, she kind of did. It wasn't really a bathrobe, but
but you know what I mean.
She had a robe on at one time.
Yeah, she's just
so they're hanging out. She's trying to get her, I guess, to make a cameo at first, and then they decide to watch the movie again because she's like, you can watch the original cuts that I have.
Yeah.
So they start watching the movie again, and she finally decides that she's got to be the lead instead of the cameo type thing.
Right. And the people that are wanting her to do the movie are more or less wanting her to just kind of have her again. They're wanting like a fresh face, and they're wanting it more woke, and they want it more,
Yeah, kind of like, because she mentions Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. She's like, well, she's no Jamie Lee Curtis. And
she's no Sydney from Scream, and she mentions that too.
Yeah, her agent does.
Yeah, her agent. And it's like, well, I mean, she could be, but, I don't know. Like Felissa Rose, she's still like a booming star. So I think she's like trying to reboot her, which I think is pretty cool.
After she gets to meet her and gets to know her good, she wants to make her the main star of the movie. Like
when she first meets her, she sends a text to, I don't know, it's her friend or whoever, and she says something about Gen X vibes or something, and
that was her partner.
Yeah, her partner. And turns out, what you find out, she's basically gay, trans, or whatever. And I'm like, and she's
well, she calls it poly, whatever that is.
Yeah, and
so she has a relationship with a female, and her partner also has a relationship with a guy, a bisexual guy. Sorry,
right. So
So it's kind of a weird relationship, which I don't know.
Well, we don't understand that, but
all of that,
know, to each their own. That's fine. But she was like, at first I was kind of like, well, she's thinking that she's Gen X and they don't really connect and they don't have anything in common, but really turns out
they have a lot in common.
They have a lot in common, and Billy...
Way more than she thought.
Yeah, and Billy is very open and non-judgmental, and, and they just really, they end up having this connection because because Chris loved the movie, Billy was in the movie, and Chris talks about, well, I watched this when I was a kid, and the expression on her face, her eyes.
Yeah, she keeps talking about her eyes in that one scene, and she wants to recapture that.
Yeah.
In her movie.
Which is in a sex scene. And turns out she lost her virginity in the movie, apparently.
They actually, like her and her character in the movie, both lost their virginity.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I know she did.
Well, I read it that she's hinting around that she got abused.
Okay.
Or she was talking about she got abused on the film.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, the sex scene in the movie. Because I don't know if they actually did that. It was like, I don't think they actually had sex in the movie part of it.
Okay.
But she actually, she got, sexually assaulted or whatever in the movie. And then, or making the movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I was like, well, and then I'm thinking, well, that's that seems to be surfacing a lot now when a lot of movies, like a lot of actresses and things are starting to bring, I was abused on this movie and abused on that movie. And I think they were kind of trying to
address that kind of thing.
Yeah, and
bring it to the front.
And then they were also, which I think there was like a love for.
Oh yeah, we didn't get into. Go ahead.
There was also like a love for the 80s slasher horror, and then also that's what Chris grew up with, and we did too, and we loved it. But there was a lot of stuff that went on in those movies that, as a kid.
You didn't catch it.
You didn't catch it back then. You didn't realize it was, what's the word? Massage it. I can say it. The word I say all the time, and I can't say it right now. Like male chauvinist, misogynistic.
Oh, yeah. We didn't touch on how they was the original movie within the movie of Camp Miasma was Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
So the character, they go to camp and he's obviously trans.
Yes.
The main, because he's they said, because they're telling the story within the movie, they're wanting to watch the movie. You get to see almost the whole movie.
Yes.
Within the movie of Camp Miasma, the first one. And so, what's his name? Little Death.
Yes.
Little Death is the main slasher guy.
He's the one that got...
He's in summer camp, and he's obviously trans because he's raised by parents, and the guy telling the story says his father dressed as a woman and his mother dressed as a man, and they dressed him as a female, and he has a bed in the boys' camp and the female camp, and 1 week he's in one week he's in the other, and he every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday or something, he dresses as a girl.
Yeah.
And he wore a bikini when they went swimming.
His dad was a hermaphrodite or something?
They both were.
Okay.
And so the kids drown him, so that's kind of he gets drowned like Jason.
Right.
Sleepaway Camp, for some reason you haven't seen that. It's a female, which actually a male, and he's a male as a female, so identifies as a female. So there's a kind of mix of both of those. So he gets drowned, then he comes back and kills everybody.
Yeah, he comes back and gets his revenge.
And he is Little Death.
And he's Little Death. And what was funny when I was doing my research, I also found that there's a French word, la petite mort, which means little death, is another word for having an orgasm. They refer to it as Little Death, which
really?
I thought was, I was like, well, that's
I wonder, that's got to be one of the reasons.
Yeah, and I was like, huh.
Because this movie's a lot deeper than
the sexual stuff, and it's way deeper than just,
Yes, because Chris is not comfortable in her body. She has a hard time. She tries to disassociate herself with sex when she's having sex.
Yeah.
She says she has to be somewhere else, and comes out she tries to picture herself in a slasher movie and being the final girl.
Yeah,
that's what gets her to the...
That's what gets her to her point. She's running through the woods and her boobs are flopping and she's covered in blood and I was like, that's kind of cool. But I was like, oh yeah.
And Billy, Jennifer Aniston, Gillian Anderson is all for it. She don't care. She's like, let yourself go.
Yeah, and then she tells her that, like, you got to see yourself. She said you got to see yourself through. Like, she saw herself through, like, the killer's eyes, like, watching her, and that's how she was able to have an orgasm.
Yeah, because she was seeing herself. She was having sex in the movie, but then she was seeing herself through what's his name? Little Death's eyes. So she was seeing herself there, and then she's seen herself get killed through his eyes, and that's what made her orgasm, and it was the best orgasm she'd ever had in her life, and I guess she could never reach that point again. I don't know.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I was like, okay, well, it's interesting. But then it was like that part of the movie where it was like this one part where Chris was like, it's like she stepped into, like, she went to that gas station. Like,
she was in the movie.
And she was actually in the movie, which...
She was in the movie within the movie. Like, she was in the original Camp Miasma.
Yeah, and which was bizarre.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And then it's like, it's very noticeable. I'm sure you noticed it. Like when they were walking out, some of the background, I mean, it was obviously, which it was beautiful, but it was obvious that it was a painting behind. Did you notice that?
No.
Like some of the trees and stuff, like it was like, obviously it was a painting. Like the background, I was like, it's kind of weird. I mean, it worked, but I was like, it's kind of weird that it looked like the trees were painted and stuff.
I did not.
Yeah.
No, I was just focused on other stuff like that was going on, and then the part where she had the meeting with her agent and all them explaining what her idea was to reboot the movie.
Oh yeah, did you notice all their names on the Zoom call?
Yeah,
did you see the queer assistant was one of them?
Yeah, and then it was like, what was it, Michael fucking Myers?
Yeah, he was. He came on there as Michael Myers because he was talking to Blumhouse.
Yeah,
I think it was about Halloween.
Yeah, and she was giving them her idea of what she wanted, how she wanted to reboot the movie. But then it was like after that, it was, I guess it was like
that's when she went into the movie.
She went into the movie, but then there was the other part where it looked like I guess her version of the movie.
Yeah, which is telling it, what was happening.
Yeah, which was bizarre because I was like, okay, I know there's a part of this movie because I've seen the clips, and I was like, well, they're covered in blood at some point, so it's got to happen.
I mean, it's on the poster, so it's
I'm like, this has got to happen somewhere. And it was.
We're going to talk all the way to the end of it. We're just going to go ahead and. I mean, it's not really much to spoil, is there?
It's not really a lot to spoil. Not really. But I guess she basically makes her version of the movie, and we won't go into.
Well, that's what I'm kind of confused at, because like you're watching the movie about the movie, but then at some point, I felt like it was you were watching her movie had already been made, and you were watching that version.
That's kind of what it felt like too. Because
at one point the VCR tape spits out down in there in Little Death's like cave where she talks about. So she says they're wanting her to do an origin story instead of a reboot kind of thing. Well, a reboot, but an origin story. And she said that the origin story is there's a hole in the bottom of the lake, and that's where he lives, and the movies come from him, and we're watching his movies is what we get to see. Like they're in his movie. Kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like he's controlling how.
And so at one point, like her movie spits out and it shows the case, the VCR case, and everything. So I feel like at some point we went into her actual movie, like it was already made and we were watching it. To me,
that's what I thought too.
But I don't know.
But I'm not sure either. It was a little confusing. But I will say, not what I expected at all.
Oh God, no.
No,
this was nothing that I expected.
No,
which I didn't see much on it. I think I seen a teaser, maybe.
I just kind of seen like pictures. Like
I've seen a lot of pictures. I've seen a lot
of her and just talking about it,
behind the scenes stuff. I did see like the teaser or something about it when it was coming out, and I kind of stayed away from everything else, which I don't know if there was that much else out. But yeah, like you said, it was nothing that I expected it to be.
No, I didn't.
We do have teenagers. We do have sex. We do have death, and it is at a camp.
I know. And I was like,
and we got a shit ton of blood.
Yeah.
An ungodly amount of blood. It's like Quentin Tarantino 10 times on blood.
Definitely. That's what I was thinking too. It was like, gosh, it's like Quentin Tarantino because it's like
it's worse because they chop somebody's head off and it's like a fire hydrant squirting blood out of their body.
Yeah, and it's not like scary. It's just an ungodly amount of blood, like a water hose just going on.
No, it's like a fire hydrant. Sure. It's like a fire hose or from a fire truck or something of blood spraying up. It's like a geyser. Yeah. It's ungodly. But yeah, I mean, it is a horror movie in a way, but I think that's just the like the icing on the cake part of it, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like something that you're gonna like. If you're not a horror movie fan, if you're worried about getting scared, you are not gonna get scared in this movie unless.
No, it's nothing scary at all. It's just got a lot of blood. It does have killing. I will have to say, I will probably never look at Long December by Counting Crows the same way again after watching this.
That's true.
Because, I mean, there's nothing that's awful within the movie while they're watching the movie, and Little Death comes out and starts killing everybody within the 80s version of Camp Miasma.
Yeah.
It's playing, for some reason, it's playing Long December, and they just walking around cutting people's heads off, slicing them up, and
it's just like, do.
And it just keeps singing Long December around through there.
Yeah, he's just trotting along like it's no big deal.
But yeah, I'll probably never look at that song again the same. Because I'll always think Little Death coming around with his big air conditioner vent head mask and his spear that's like, I don't know, it's like laser sharp. It's like, you could cut somebody's head off. You could spear them completely through the body. You can cut their arm off. You could slice their stomach.
Thinking like, he almost reminded me of somebody should have been like on Mortal Kombat or something. The way he moved, he's like, you know, with the spear, and he's like the movements. Like,
yeah.
He was almost like Asian, like his just like his quick movements, like it was like karate style, you know, and I was like, this doesn't seem to me like a typical slasher, not like Jason or not like Michael.
No, not at all. He did not move like any of them.
No, I mean, he was fast.
Very fluid.
Yeah.
In his movements.
Oh, yeah. Very fast, very just to the point. Like, it was bizarre.
And then he goes back into the lake.
Yeah.
When he kills everybody, he goes back to the lake.
He's just
and then he comes back out of the lake. Apparently, in all the sequels, he just comes back out of the lake.
It's kind of like, and like Jeepers Creepers was, he came back every 30-some years or something.
Yeah, he comes back every year, apparently.
He's got to come back and feed, so to speak, or kill, or whatever you want to say. It was just, yeah. And then that song, I have to mention that. The Satan is Waiting song.
Oh, yeah, Satan says he's got... what was the...
Said something about heroin candy.
Yeah, Satan's waiting with heroin candy or something.
It's like a very happy, chill song, but it's like, Satan is waiting. And I'm like, are they saying Satan?
Yeah. It's almost like a folk song in a way, but he's singing about Satan waiting with heroin candy.
Like, I'm like, I think I might put this on my playlist. I like this song, even though it's like got the word Satan in it, but I still like
he's
it.
Waiting with
and he's waiting.
Heroin candy.
I know, but it's so catchy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But yeah, it's a very soothing song. But yeah, this movie, I don't know. Not what I expected. I'm so glad we went and watched it because we really had a fun time.
Yeah, and it was like, of course, the acting was great. It was very beautifully shot, I think.
Oh
like
my gosh.
The scenery and everything. It was just beautiful scenery.
Mm-hmm.
And even though some of the background looked like it was painted, it's still beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they really did a good job. Totally threw me for a loop. Not what I'd pictured, I don't know really what I expected, but I had pictured in my head it was going to be like an actual horror slasher movie.
I did too. And they had to survive the camp kind of thing.
Yeah, I was kind of like hoping for that, and I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't that.
But you got so much more.
But you did.
It's a lot deeper.
You did, and I really wanted to see Gillian be in like I was hoping like she was going to be like the final girl or the murderer or something. And, you know, we loved her in X-Files.
Covered in blood.
Yeah, and I just thought maybe she was going to be badass and like killing people. And that part I was kind of like let down because I really was hoping for that. But still, you know.
She was like a classy, sexy Dolly Parton final girl.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Not like I said, not what I thought at all. But
they smoked weed and they ate a lot of candy.
Yeah, no. It was just, I don't know. She was so out of character for her. Like she could do anything, but it's just, I was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Of course, she did an amazing job, but yeah.
Oh yeah, she could do anything.
Definitely different.
She could read the phone book and it would be amazing. But I was just,
and she looked good covered head to toe in blood. I think they both did.
Of course she did. She's just amazing.
Do you think this deserved all the hype that it got and built up?
I'm kind of on the fence with that. I'm like, yes and no.
Because some people saying this was better than Obsession. This was the horror movie of the year.
I'm not going to say that at all because Obsession was, as far as a horror movie. Now, this movie was great for what it was. Is it a horror movie? No, not really. I mean, yes and
no. It is, but it ain't.
It's more of a horror comedy, I guess, in a way.
It had some funny parts, yeah.
It had some funny stuff. I mean, I wouldn't actually call it like a horror movie, but it was great. I mean, no, Obsession.
Because this is not your horror movie of the year.
No, not my
so
horror
far?
movie. No, not my horror movie of the year. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. We had a great time watching it. I'm glad we went. I'm glad that I got it out of my system because I would have been dying. And people were talking about Slasher Talk was talking about it, and I love what he said
Chuck the
about
movie
it.
guy talked. He said
Chuck the
definitely go
movie
watch
guy
it.
was talking about it. And I agree. I agree with Slasher Talk. It was beautifully done. It was, there was so much in it. There's so many parts to it that you just have to watch it. It's just there's so many deep parts in it.
Because like we said, it's like she is not comfortable in her own skin.
Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like there was some women empowerment. I felt like
she is not comfortable sexually being who she is until that one point where she gets high. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to cut loose. But then she's like, I can't cut loose.
I felt like there was that. There was some women empowerment. And there was also like the trans thing. And then also like, like the smoking weed. And, some people like frown on that. And like, she was just like, wow, this lady is just free. And then I felt like there was a lot of being who you are and being yourself. And
being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes, I agree.
If you're trans or
whatever you are,
recluse or
right.
Whatever.
I mean, I feel like so many people, so many people are so judgy of what everybody's doing, and she, they formed this bond, and I loved their friendship and how they connected in it, and I thought that was really cool because they were so different, but yet they weren't different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was just,
and I love the part whenever Gillian Anderson said that she gets lonely out there, but then she likes to think about that somewhere out there there's like an escaped mental patient or a psycho that could come in and kill her at any time. And it kind of
I know,
like keeps her going. Kind of thing.
It's kind of exciting. I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I think that'd be kind of cool to think too. But it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. No, I wouldn't say it's the horror movie of the year by any means, but it was a great movie.
Yeah, I think Obsession still beats it out, even though this one has a higher Rotten Tomatoes. Mm-hmm. To me personally, I just think Obsession was a better overall movie.
Yes.
This one was great it's like nothing against this movie at all.
No, not at all.
Like you said, it was beautifully shot. The cinematography, the acting. It was a weird movie in a way. Like you feel like you're watching a movie, then you're watching a movie within the movie, and then you're watching the movie that they were making in the movie. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, it's like three movies in one. Kind of thing.
I mean, it was really well thought out, really beautifully done, very creative.
And the way it blends, like the movie you're watching and then the movie that they watch, that this movie's based on it or rebooting the original Camp Miasma, they blend that in and then they blend it into the movie that she is talking about making, like seamlessly to where it's like one movie, but it's like three movies almost.
And I wondered how they were going to do that because I was like, I know they were going to show clips from Camp Miasma and then I know they were going to talk about her movie and I didn't know how they were going to do it, but they did. They really did it well and they blended it all together. A little confusing, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, if that's the way, I mean, that's just, like I said, that's the way I take it. Like, I think that you end up watching her movie at the end.
That's what I felt like too. But yeah, definitely.
You want to rate it and wrap it up?
Yeah, this is a toughie for me because, like I said, I loved it. Do I think it's really a horror movie? Not so much. So I'm probably going to give it a 3.5.
I was thinking that when you said that.
Yeah, because I was like, I've loved it for what it was, but it wasn't my typical horror movie, and I was...
Yeah, it's very different. It's a horror slasher movie just on the tip.
Yeah, but I really wanted to see...
Because it goes in a lot deeper than...
I really wanted to see...
It's not just a straight-up slasher.
Yeah, I wanted to see Gillian being a badass and like...
She was not a badass. I mean, she was, but she
was. But I wanted
You wanted her to be like a Sydney type role, fighting off somebody.
I did. I mean, that's what I was going for, and that's what I was hoping for. And I was a little disappointed on that, but still enjoyed it.
Yeah, like we said earlier, this was definitely not anything I was expecting going into it.
No, we
because like you, I just seen it. It was like, oh, this is about a slasher at a camp, and they're covered in blood at the end of it, or at some point in it. So at some point, there's like they get in a fight or something happens where they're covered in blood.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, kind of like you, I didn't know where it was going. I had no idea it was going that way.
Oh no, I hadn't. But we were both like mind blown by the whole movie.
And sometimes I was thinking, what the hell? Like, not in a bad way.
No.
It's like, what the hell am I watching? What the hell's going on right now?
I know, it was just bizarre, but yeah, definitely.
But like, after knowing that the director also did I Saw the TV Go, because that was a weird kind of movie as well, I kind of get why this movie is kind of like it was.
Yes. And I don't think this movie is going to be for everybody. I think there's going to be,
I think some people probably hate it. I don't know.
Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to love it.
Because some people really didn't like Obsession. So
that's true. That's true. And I think I know the people that in our group that would like it and wouldn't like it. But yeah.
Do you think Aspen would like it?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think Courtney would like it.
I think they'll both love it.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too. Yeah, definitely.
Which one's trans and one's gay, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in that perspective, I think absolutely. Because, I mean, I did like how they did that.
Yeah. I want to say three skulls. It's nothing. It's a wonderful movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't what I expected. Like I said, it was beautifully shot. Acting was great. The story was good. The way they blended all the movies in together and made it.
The only reason I'm not rating it higher is because it's not really like a horror movie to me.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why.
Yeah. I mean, it's a horror movie in the way that you're watching the 80s horror movie.
Yes.
They watch it, and that part makes it a horror movie. Yes. And there's a ton of blood in it, but all the blood's coming from the movie that you watch, except for once they get into her version of the movie.
Yeah. And then I kind of even thought, I kind of even hoped there was going to be a moment to where maybe Little Death was like Jason, and he was really still out there, and maybe he was real or something, and maybe that was going to like come up in part of the movie. And that
is he not?
Well, no, not really. I don't think so. I mean, I think he's just a character, but I was like hoping like maybe like really he was like still at the camp. Like maybe it really wasn't just
like she said, the reason why she lived there.
Yeah, because I was like, well,
didn't hit on that. She asked her like, why did you decide to live here?
Yeah,
and she's like, well, he lives in the lake, and somebody's got to be here when he comes back.
Well, then
then she just starts laughing like, I totally got you.
I know. And I was like, well, maybe wouldn't that be cool if that was true? And then I would have loved that too if that had been the case. And then that didn't happen either. So then I was kind of like, well, there was two things that I was just a little sad about.
Yeah, and I think this was like her character's only movie, wasn't it? Was the original movie, because she asked her why she quit acting, and she's like, well, they asked me back for part 2, and I turned it down. They asked me back for part 3, and I turned it down, and then eventually the calls just quit coming, so she just kind of went into seclusion and was like, I'll just live off the money that I have, kind of thing, because she don't work. She paints. Maybe she sells paintings. I don't know.
I was thinking, how does she make it? But I don't know. I guess she did really well. I don't know. But who knows? Maybe because they're still selling the movies.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she had enough money to buy the camp.
True.
And she has enough money to live there, and I don't know what bills she has.
We're analyzing it too much. It's just a movie.
Yeah. I say 3 skulls. I think, I would say check it out.
I would. Like I said, if you like deep...
You have to know that this ain't like a true horror movie.
Right.
And which you may, I don't know, people may know that it wouldn't more than we did when we watched it.
Maybe. Or if you want to not be like us and like read the background or watch the trailer and kind of see your thoughts on it. We don't like to do that because we like to go in blind and just be surprised and not ruin anything. Yeah,
but this one was, like I said, it definitely was not what I expected, but in a good way, I think. Yeah. In a good way.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
because it wasn't your typical slasher horror movie.
It wasn't. And like I said, I wanted her to be like another Sydney. And 2,
I get that.
And 2, I was hoping that maybe Little Death was really real. So there was 2 things that neither one happened, and I was a little disappointed. But I still enjoyed the movie.
Yes, very good movie.
Yes.
Very beautifully shot.
Yes.
Written, acted.
Absolutely.
Everything about this movie was good to me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what I expected.
Oh, no.
And I wouldn't really, like you said, I wouldn't consider it a true horror movie. It is on the tip, and then there's so many more layers to this movie.
Yes, it was deeper than that, and it was great, and they did a great job.
Yes. But is it better than Obsession? To me, no.
No.
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Obsession.
We love Obsession. We really love that movie. It just really freaked us out.
But yeah, it's definitely not my. I mean, it's in the top 5 of the year.
Yeah.
It is not my top of the year.
No.
But that being said, check it out.
Yeah.
We highly recommend it.
We highly recommend it.
And it may be your top movie of the year. Who knows?
Yeah, you may love it.
But until next time, I'm Jeff Darko.
And I'm Beth Graves.